Welcome to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Let's Talk Cars Radio is sponsored in part by Napa Car Care Centers, the BDG Auto Group, and by Bob and Cindy's Cotman Transmissions. Be a part of the program today by calling 757-222-3705. That's 757-222-3705. Email your questions and comments to Dave at letstalkcarsradio.com. Now, here is the host of Let's Talk Cars Radio, Dave Palach.
Happy Saturday, America. You're listening to WKQA Freedom 1110, Let's Talk Cars Radio. I am your host, Dave Palach, and it is another awesome Saturday out there. It is sunny where we're at. Hopefully it's sunny where you're at. And it's a great day for a car show, actually.
Isn't every day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you ask me.
At least every weekend.
Every day is a great day for a car show. Hey, so here's a crazy thing this week. I don't know if any of you guys out there, you guys got the opportunity to see this. So there's a video that's out there that's circling around that it was sent to me from one of our listeners. It's actually pretty cool. And it's people are actually on an African safari in a Jeep. And why they're checking out the wildlife, you say, they come to where the cheetahs hang out. And a cheetah jumps onto the Jeep that they're actually in. And not only does it jump on the Jeep, then it decides to crawl inside the Jeep that they're in. So I guess the guy who's running the safari basically tells them, just stay calm, no sudden moves, be quiet, try to control your heart rate. I don't know how you control your heart rate when there's a cheetah in the Jeep with you, because I definitely couldn't control my heart rate when there was a cheetah sitting. I mean, if you guys go check out the video, just type in cheetah in safari and go check it out. But if you went on a safari and you were driving along and all of a sudden a cheetah jumps in the Jeep and sits on the seat basically right behind your head, it sits down, I think I would probably flip out if there was a cheetah sitting right behind my head. What about you?
Cheetah or Cheetos?
Cheetah.
Oh.
Cheetos. I would flip out if there was a bag of Cheetos sitting in the seat beside me. I might flip out.
You mean cheetah like a cat?
Yeah, like a cat. They're on the safari, and the cheetah actually jumps into the Jeep and sits on the seat right behind this guy's head.
Well, I'd make a mess.
Right, but like I said, there's a guy from the safari. He's like, don't make any sudden moves. Just relax. Try to control your heart rate.
Then I would make a mess for sure.
Like I said, go check out the video. It's actually pretty cool. I appreciate somebody sending it to me, but it's one of those little stories that doesn't really make the huge headlines, but somebody finds it buried and sends it to me.
Never have to worry about an elephant doing that.
Well, have you seen some of these videos? Okay, so it led me to the question. Okay, so I see the Jeep, and it's just an open air. It's a Jeep. It looks like it has a hard top on it, but all the windows are removed, is what it looks like in the video. It's kind of hard to tell from the way the video is shot, but I mean, if you're going where there's cheetahs and all that kind of stuff, there's no protection.
Yeah,
if there's no windows. And
they're awful trusting, or they know something we don't know.
You see these videos all the time where people roll down their window, and I saw the one where the lion opened up the door. They're on the safari, and the lion literally grabs a hold of the door handle with its mouth and opens the door up.
That would be another moment.
I think I told this story years ago on the show, but if I didn't, then you guys are here for the first time. I went on a safari in Florida that had a bunch of wild animals, right? And I had rented I know I told you the story. If not, I didn't tell it to the people, but I rented a Mustang convertible. It never dawned on me that you couldn't take a convertible through a safari. The convertible top was up. I didn't have it down. I mean, I'm not that stupid.
It wouldn't matter.
But it just didn't, I don't know, it didn't dawn on me. So
they got sharp claws. It wouldn't matter.
Right. So I show up to the safari, take the safari, and it's a drive-through safari. And the guy looks at me, and he's like, you can't take this through there. It just, I don't know, it didn't dawn on me.
And you said, why not?
No, I got it instantly. And then it clicked. And but they had cars that they rented you, that you could actually rent a car if you couldn't take your car through. And we got this busted up old car with the AC didn't work, and it was hot as could be that day, so you had to drive through the whole safari with the windows up. So I found myself trying to crack the windows just to get some air in there in between seeing like the live animals walking around. Every time I didn't see an animal, I'm like, I'll roll down the window real quick, kind of get some air. And all of a sudden you see movement, and I'm like, whoosh, right back up with the windows.
Man, I don't know if I could handle that.
Yeah, it was an interesting trip. I told you, man, I got a car story for everything. I do. But yeah, African Safari. Like I said, if you haven't seen the video, go check it out. It's actually a pretty cool little video. I don't think it didn't matter what color my seats were. They'd been brown after I got done.
I'm with you. Me too.
Here's one from last week. Now, we waited to the end of the show to talk about it because I didn't want to talk about it. You remember the subject. I didn't want to get into it because everybody else was talking about it. But I'm going to talk about it now because here's something that's kind of strange to me. So you all remember Uber, and that Uber was in quite a bit of hot water last week. Probably still is a little bit of hot water, but over the first death of a self-driving car. Well, this week, the family already settled with Uber out of court.
Must have been a nice settlement.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure everybody, maybe if you haven't, and you will eventually, unfortunately, but has had to deal with the death in the family. I can't even get all the funeral arrangements all done
in that length of time.
In that length of a time, let alone make a settlement.
Well, I guess people experience grief in different ways, and they may have had the attitude, let's just get it out of the way. Did you ever think of that?
Sure I did. That's what I was thinking.
Not everybody is greedy.
I didn't say they were. I didn't say anything. Just seemed odd to me.
Well, if it had been me, I wouldn't have settled, but I would have just delayed everything. It's like, this is not the time to talk about this.
Right. I'm not saying be against the settlement. I just would have had a whole lot of other things in my mind other than that.
Unless their attorneys pushed really hard.
Well, here's the thing. I think maybe the fact that there's so much stuff circling around that case that's undecided, who's at fault, who's not at fault, what it is, maybe strike while the iron's hot theory before,
That makes sense.
Okay.
That strike while the iron's hot. That would be a valid reason, I would think, why that could happen.
Okay. I was curious what everybody thought. I have mixed reviews.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's like, you can't. How do you deal with that quick?
Yeah.
That requires some thought, anyhow.
Yeah. You would. Can you tell I don't choose my words carefully? Because I don't know what to say. It's like I said last week. It's a tragic event, and I hate to be put in that situation. I hate to be that family that suffered that loss and something like that. But I don't know how I feel about that one. That one's just a little strange for me.
I'm sure it'll come out.
Yeah, well,
you'll hear more.
Well, here's the thing. With it being Easter weekend, so happy Easter, everybody's going to be celebrating. The news was slow this week, so apparently that was like right there at the top of the stories again. I was just like, oh, here we go.
So the news is like it was when I was in high school, like I was. Slow.
Slow and old?
Just slow.
Okay.
Wasn't old then.
It wasn't old then.
Now I'm slow and old.
Oh, you're not that old. You're all right. You're doing okay. You still remember how to get here. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not leaving breadcrumbs yet.
No. It's I'll drive here whether I want to or not. It's automatic.
Hey, so I got a listener's letter here, and this one's kind of interesting. Hey, Dave, I heard you say trucks are taking over. Do you think that has something to do with the decline in auto sales as general? Eddie in Norfolk. So we talked about this, and it depends on who you ask. You can ask a million people and get a million different answers about auto sales slowing down. Studies show they are, and then manufacturers will tell you they're not. And then you'll see a different study that will tell you that they've sustained. And then you'll have people who are selling cars tell you it's horrible, and you have people who sell cars will tell you, oh, man, they've never been better. So who to believe? I don't know. I tend to believe that they are going down. They're going to continue to decline. I'm watching what all the analysts are saying. I believe that these true analysts, not just the quack jobs to get on TV and talk just to talk, there's something to it. I very much believe it. Do I think that truck sales contribute to that? Yes, I do. I really do. And I'm going to a little something later here further down in the news pages that we'll talk about too this week. But I think there's a lot of things that play into that. You guys also heard me about, there's a lot of different car manufacturers that are out there that are popping up that we don't hear about here in the United States that want to come here and sell their cars. And I think that's really going to shake up the market if that happens. Why? As you've heard me say, the cars are cheaper, and not like cheaper of, they're cheaply made. They're just a cheaper version of a car. Like I said, you've heard me, I boasted about it over and over again about the 9-passenger SUV that they want to sell for like no money at all. And, You know, I mean, that would totally completely change the market. But there's also other car manufacturers out there that have smaller sports cars they want to sell for less money. And when I mean less money, if you're paying, the average price right now is what, $33,000 for a decent car is what they say. You're talking about paying like $11,000 for a car.
Is that your throwaway car category?
That's what I call it. That's in my throwaway car category. Because here's the thing. At $11,000, I still believe that after the car hits 3 years, I personally will throw the car away. If the car made me if I paid $11,000 for it and I got 3 years out of the car, I would have no problem throwing the car in the trash. You know, and not literally the trash, won't fit in the trash can, but you know what I mean. I'm just throwing it away at $11,000 and going to get myself another $11,000 car.
Well, of course, you know me. I'm going to try to get 10 years out of it.
Well, you are, and so are other people. But with something like that, do you really have a secondhand market for that car? Because if they're making them cheap, I'm not saying cheaply, but lesser expensive, lesser materials and stuff like that, and the car's only really designed to be out on the road for about 3 years, is there anything really left of it after 3 years worth having other than just throwing it in the junkyard, parting it out, scrapping it, whatever? I mean, and that still opens up a whole nother question, because now do you make it more recyclable? You make that car a recyclable product. That way you just keep on recycling through, and there's less damage to the, recycling and all that kind of stuff. So, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I'm thinking there would be a used car market for those kind of cars, though. Because if they're cheap initially, they're going to be really cheap on the used car market.
I just think at 3 years they're going to be completely worn out.
Well, I guess time will tell on that one, because people, if somebody buys one for like $500, a 3-year-old car, and then they get it and immediately starts falling to pieces, then that'll be...
Well, true. And here's something that you guys haven't really thought about, that with the declining auto sales, because of the generations not wanting to own cars. So I told you before they did that study, and I got in a big conversation about this actually last night. The cost of Ubering and ride sharing and all that kind of stuff is so cost efficient versus car payment, car insurance, putting gas in a car, all the things. So when you add those up, Ubering is cheaper for people. And they can still go everywhere they want to go when they want to go. They just don't have that expense. One of the biggest things people don't realize, if you've never thought about it, and some of you guys have, is you're spending money over and over and over again while that car sits in your driveway when you're not using it. That's the reason. That's kind of how some of these programs started. Like, hey, loan your car to somebody while it sits in the driveway. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Make a little extra change, because your car sits idle longer than it sits being driven. So that's how Uber and Lyft and all that, just claim to fame grows so quickly. Why own a car if you can go everywhere you want to go for less money?
Owning your own asset. It's the American way.
Right. My little piece of dirt. But no, it makes sense. It does. It follows along, and you guys understand what I'm saying. Most of the people that listen to this show are car people, and there's a lot that aren't car people. People just tune in for the pure fun aspect of it, I guess, which is great for me and great for you guys too, because it's entertaining.
Indeed.
So, I don't know. The question, Eddie, I don't know. I like I said, I think that trucks are huge. And I think they change things. I think that there's so many dynamics of things that are changing. And I think there'll be a huge decline in car sales just because.
So is there in trucks?
Yeah, we're going to get to it. I'm going to steal my thunder, man. Yes, there is an increase in trucks, but not where you expect. This actually will be interesting when we get to it. It's one of those things. I tell you what, I will hold it, and we'll jump into it right after this commercial break, and we'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA.
There's something special about Napa Auto Care Centers. They're backed by the national strength of Napa. Nationwide warranties honored by thousands of locations. You know that's Napa know-how. But more importantly, your Napa Auto Care Center is independently owned and operated by neighborhood professionals who operate by a written code of ethics. Put your vehicle in the hands of ASE certified technicians who will greet you with a smile you can trust. Visit us today.
You heard me say it, and now here's your chance. Now's the time to go find your auto garage. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to NapaBDGHRVA.com and find your all-star car care center today. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cottman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cottman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949, residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated. Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. I'm your host, Dave Palach, hanging out with Rockin' Larry Cobb, and of course, Cameron's doing all of our technical work for us. So before we left, you asked me a question. I tried to drag it out as long as I could without answering it. Yes.
So now you're going to.
I am. Yeah, I'll answer it now. Okay, so trucks are going crazy. And not only are the sales going crazy, people are abandoning the regular tradition. I told you that was going to happen, and we pinpointed and talked about it over the last couple months. They're just abandoning the traditional car and going with a truck, and for the reasons of space and hauling and everything else. One of the states that held out the longest, guys, was California. So California's always been car crazy. Well, after last month, sales showed that California is even starting to change their mindset, and they are going truck crazy too.
Oh, they're making Prius pickups out there now?
They're not. But here's the thing. You know, we've talked about it and we've hinted on it and over the years, and we knew that there was a switch coming and that trucks were starting to change everything, and we've joked about it and we've covered stories on it and everything else like that. But I've told you guys in the past, you know something's starting to change when everybody wants a truck. When every car manufacturer that never had any interest in doing trucks really, truly, to their fulfillment of being a truck person, has decided to get into the truck game. I mean, you have Volkswagen trying to build a true truck, not like a little truckster, but like an actual truck. That should say something. You have Kia looking at building a truck. You know, if they hit it out of the park like they did with the Stinger, I mean, heaven forbid.
Well, do we have a class of luxury pickups yet?
Yes, we do. I would consider
Are they marketed that way?
No. I mean, they are, but they're not. I mean, not in the sense of if I said luxury pickup truck to you, you would have to ask me the question, well, what's a luxury pickup truck, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Most people that aren't truly truck people yet would not know what to look for if they're looking for a luxury truck. Rather it be like a Denali series or even the Texas edition and stuff like that seems to be a little bit more luxurious and it has a lot more stuff in it. So
because they wouldn't already know how pickups were 10, 15 years ago.
Correct. If you weren't driving a truck 10, 15 years ago, you have no idea that
you were driving a workhorse.
Right. You were just driving a truck. Nowadays, you're not driving a truck. You've heard me say that. I mean, you have everything in them that you can think of. Heated seats, AC seats. I mean, you want it, they have it. So,
there's such a thing as air-conditioned seats?
Yes, sir, there is.
Hey, I want that. How does that work?
It blows cold air right up your butt, I guess.
That means it has to have a vent in the seat?
Yes, it's got vents, pockets built into the seat. Yes. How do you not know this?
No, I did not know they had air-conditioned seats. I've known about heated, but not air-conditioned.
Yeah.
Well, that would appeal to me because I'm hot all the time anyway.
Right. It blows cold air right on you. I've been told I'm pretty hot. Oh, yeah.
I like to go experience that.
One day out with me would do you for a very long time. If I just took you out one full day with me, that would you'd be set for like at least 6 months to a year.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just
maybe you should do that.
Yeah, I should just swing by and pick you up early in the morning and just spend a whole day just going to play with things that you obviously haven't got a chance to experience yet.
Oh, I'm sure I know there are things in vehicles today that I have no clue about.
No, well, and here's the thing: just as soon as you learn them all, everything changes anyway, so it doesn't matter. You can't keep up with it, even if you tried. Here's one. So one of the stories that popped up to me. Did you see on the news this week, guys, about the truck that fell 150 feet into the sinkhole on the golf course in Missouri?
Didn't hear about that, no.
So I didn't even know there was a such thing. So apparently there's this golf course. If you're a golfer, I'm not. I'm just can't do it. I don't know. Something about chasing a little white ball around, and not my thing. Now, you're smiling at me. I have gone to play golf, but I spent most of the time hiding their ball because that's more amusing to me than anything else.
Riding the carts around is my favorite part.
Oh, I play bumper carts, and I've done. Yeah. I'm like for you golfers that take the game serious, I'm probably like the last person that you ever want to take to a golf course with you.
Country clubs take a dim view of donuts out there on the green.
Yes, they do. And if you put me behind the wheel of anything with a steering wheel, you can just assume that it's going to turn into something that was never meant to be. And
Dave was here, skid marks over there on the West 40.
Skid marks and, playing polo with the carts and the ball. You
got to put your divots back as it is.
Yeah. Well, see, what I did is I started off hiding the ball under the car. I just drive over the top of the ball and leave it underneath. And they got smart, so then I started parking the tire on top of the ball, just squishing it down and leaving it. They look underneath the cart and wouldn't see it, but it was underneath the tire instead. Yeah, I'm the worst person to take golf.
You're wicked, Dave.
No, I just I give it a try. I go because some of my friends like to play. I can't play. I don't know. I don't have the mechanics for it. I'm not built for it. I don't know what it is.
I just don't have the interest. But I've got people in my family that are avid golfers, and that's how I've learned what little bit I've learned. And that's why I like driving the golf cart, because that'll leave me alone about wanting to go out there and hitting the ball.
Well, let me tell you what it is. I know we're a car show, but I'm going to tell you guys what it is real quick. So I went and tried to learn how to play golf, and I got a golf pro and hired one to try to teach me. This was years ago. So, and I have a Happy Gilmore swing. Have you ever seen the movie?
I've heard of it. No, I haven't seen it. Don't know what that is.
Like almost, you might as well just pick the ball up and throw it like a football, because that's basically, I can't stand on top of the ball and arch back and swing and hit it like everybody else does. I'm like 1.5 feet to almost 2 feet off the ball in front of me, because the way that I swing, my connecting point is like 2 feet out in front of me by the way that I swing. When most people are sitting on top of the ball and they rotate their shoulders around and they hit the ball and it goes naturally for them. Now I got to be standing like 2 feet away from the ball and kind of like, I don't know, like a hockey puck, like swing to knock the ball somewhere. It's just it's how I naturally connect with the ball, is about standing about 2 feet off of it.
You have to address the ball. Hello, ball.
Right. I've heard it's funny you say that, because that's the guy's like, you got to address the ball. And I'm like, well, are we going to sit down and have a coffee and a conversation and then tell him exactly what I think of him? He didn't find it as funny as I did. You have the humor I do, so it fit. Anyway, that's enough about golf. But yeah, so we always get off topic. This guy there's a golf course, and it has natural sinkholes on the golf course. Huge sinkholes that have formed over the years, and they've just left them, and you just play them as a hazard.
They don't mark them so like you don't fall into it yourself?
Well, you do. I mean, they do, but apparently he was doing maintenance on the course. They drive the trucks out there, and he got too close, and the truck fell in one of the sinkholes, fell 150 feet down in the sinkhole. There's a picture of it online if you guys want to check it out.
They get it out?
I'm sure eventually they're going to probably crane it out.
Some of those sinkholes gobble it up and never to be seen again.
Well, apparently it was further fall than what he fell, but a bunch of boulders. He lodged himself on a bunch of boulders, and it stopped him from falling further.
Did the driver, was he in the truck when it went down the hole?
Yeah.
150 feet?
150 feet.
I'd make a mess.
Yeah, apparently he's going to be okay. Truck looks destroyed when you see the pictures, but...
You go in front first?
I can't tell.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear so. It looks like it went in back first from looking at the pictures, but you can't tell. It's resting in a pile of heap on a set of boulders.
Well, that's obviously the norm in Florida. You hear about houses being gobbled
Yeah,
up
well,
by
this
sinkholes.
is in Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
I don't know.
I didn't know Missouri was prone to that.
It's news to me, too. That's probably the reason why we're talking about it. It's news.
I made an assumption you were talking about Florida.
Yeah, I thought when I first read the story, I just assumed it was Florida until I finished reading the story and saw it was Missouri. So if you are a great golfer and you want to go play a golf course with sinkholes, Missouri is the place to do it.
Yeah, especially if you're playing them as hazards and they leave them alone.
Right. I guess I saw something, and they leave them because they believe that at some point in time they're going to connect to like a bunch of caves underneath or something. I don't know.
A whole new attraction.
Right. No longer a golf course, now an amusement park.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Caverns.
Hey, you and I were talking about this off the air, but I know the people, if you guys haven't seen, the picture of all the Volkswagen cars that are part of the Dieselgate that they've bought back, and there's parking lots full of these cars. We're talking 300,000 Volkswagens sitting in parking lots across the United States. There's a big picture of it showed up this week on the news, and it's just as far as the eye can see, buyback cars. So as you and I were talking about, what do you do with all these cars? Well, I believe what's going to happen is they're going to hope that at some point the U.S. makes a deal with them and reduces some of the restrictions so they can actually resell these cars back out in the market and get rid of them.
Could they not be retrofitted, or will the cost be too great?
I think the cost would be too great to retrofit them all. So they're just sitting on them. And apparently this is like now I heard before that like they had them stored and they were having problems with them getting vandalized because there was just so many. They're sitting in parking lots.
And they probably sit for a long time.
Right. So the article says all these cars are being maintained and looked after and well kept in hopes that at some point they can sell them. But I mean, even the transport to a different country you think would be probably by the time it's going to be more than what it's worth to.
Fire sale.
Hail sale. I don't know. You got to see the picture. I mean, I know talk about it here on the radio doesn't do it justice, but go check out the picture online, and
I saw that picture.
It's huge. I mean, it's just as far as the eye can see. So I thought it was kind of interesting.
Bigger than any car lot you've ever seen.
And then some, and then some by far. I got another listener's letter. Slow News Week. Got a bunch of listeners' letters. It works out perfectly.
Thank God for those listeners.
Well, here's the thing. So I get a bunch from you guys know. We've talked about it. And I kind of go through and I pick the ones and stuff like that. And when you get a slow news week, I just go pick more than I normally do.
Hey.
So, hey, dear Dave, I know you hate wheel conversations, but I have a tire question, or should I say a problem. I bought a car 2 years ago from a used dealer here in town. It had aftermarket wheels and tires on it. I didn't really care for the wheels, but the car looked good and was priced right. I now want to switch the wheels and tires, and I'm thinking of just going back to the original size. Is it really going to make that much of a difference in my ride? My friend says bigger tires, more comfortable ride. You get it. Frank. Okay, so I hate wheels and tire conversations. We've talked about this a bunch of times. I just don't like it because nothing that I say is right. It can be combated with every argument that there is because that's how cars work. You get a bunch of car guys in one room and they'll never agree on anything. They all argue about it. And then every time we have the wheel conversation, we argue about it after the show because people send me emails or texts and stuff like that with their own opinions. Here's the thought process I look at it. Yes, you can put a different wheel and tire on your car, and it will give you a nicer ride. It depends on what kind of tire you're putting on. I'm not talking about going big 22s with thin tires. Of course, that's going to change your ride quite a bit. You're going to feel every bump in the road. But there used to be a thing back in the days. I think it was probably a little bit more popular, probably in the 80s and somewhere in the 90s, where people would put a little bit of fatter, more meatier tire on the car, and it would give the car so much more of a pleasant ride going down the road. Do I still think that that's an option? Sure, I absolutely do. I think that could be a great option for you. But it has to be the right fitment for the car. That means it has to look good on the car, and the car has to ride right. Just because you want a nicer wheel, a lot of times people make the mistake and go with a nicer wheel, and they mess the tire combination up, and it completely changes the ride. And they don't think about that. And now you own it, and you have it. That's why I hate wheel conversations, because once you buy a set of wheels and you buy a set of tires, you own it. And once you start driving around and it doesn't feel the way you want to, or you decide it's not the right look, you still own it.
The only way to fix it is to replace.
Right, which now you're selling these brand new wheels and tires that you bought probably on one of the internet sites. There's tons of them you can sell them on at a fraction of the cost that you paid for them because no one's going to pay you premium price for it. That's why I hate. It's not so much. I put wheels and tires on tons of cars, guys. I have, and because some cars look good with stock wheels and some just don't, and most of them just don't look right. But the problem with it is you either get it right or you get it way wrong. And if you get it way wrong, you're stuck with it unless you're willing to sell it off and do something else.
I never had that problem. I
know.
put tires on my car. I want it to.
Have you ever gone with a different series tire just to change a little bit of the ride, though?
No, I really haven't. I usually just go in and ask the dealer what he recommends, and I buy that.
I'll give you a perfect example. So, my dad had he bought a little S10 pickup truck years ago, and he put a fatter, wider tire on the vehicle, same rim size, but just did a more meatier, fatter, and that thing drove completely different than any S10 pickup truck you guys have ever driven. Now, keep in mind this was a V6 one. It wasn't. Most of the S10s out there driving around were 4 cylinders. But it was a single cab V6 truck, and he put a really aggressive, meaty tire on the thing. And it wasn't like a race tire or anything, guys. This was just a regular old all-season tire, but he changed up the tire so much on it that it rode like a Cadillac. I mean, I know that sounds weird for an S10, but it just rode so smooth.
How did it handle?
It handled terrific. I mean, really, really good. I mean, I drove it quite a few times, and I mean, you could go into a corner with the thing, and it would just stick in the corner. I mean, it would hug the corner.
That's what I like.
And it was just by choosing the right tire for it. I mean, he played around with the idea of it and finally found the right tire for it. And the truck drove so nice. He bought it just as a transportation truck to drive back and forth so he wasn't putting a lot of miles on the other stuff that he had. Mm-hmm. And, it was great truck. And that tire just changed the complete drive. Now, you used to drive an S10. S10 was a great little truck. But you change everything on it and things change.
Yep.
I tell you what, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, got a bunch more news for you. We'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA.
Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cottman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cottman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949, residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Well, here's a pound of prevention from your Napa Auto Care Center. We'll customize a preventive maintenance package for your vehicle that will save you time, money, and hassles now and down the road. We'll ask, do you drive mainly in the city or on the highway? Plan to keep your vehicle? How long? And more. Preventive maintenance is a good thing that prevents bad things. Build yours at your Napa Auto Care Center today.
Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. Do you currently have a repair shop you trust? Haven't found the time to go to a garage for all your automotive needs? Check out the all-star team at Napa BDGHRVA.com. That's Napa BDGHRVA.com. Let them show you what it's like to work with the professionals and make a friend along the way. Talk to you soon.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. I'm your host, Dave Palach. And if you were hanging out with us in these last two segments, we were talking about tires, tours, what you want to do with your tours. So, remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about Honda having problems selling Accords, right?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that ever since.
And they were turning them away. The dealerships wouldn't take them because car sales are slowing down, but they're not. I'm going to air quote that for you guys watching on Facebook Live. Just in case you didn't know, we do film on Facebook Live every single week. You can check us out there. You can also go to our website, letstalkcarsradio.com, and check out rebroadcasts of the show as well. See all of our sponsors. Let me not forget our sponsors. I'd like to thank Napa, the BDG Group, for being one of our sponsors. Cotman Transmission, Bob and Cindy's at Jano Shopping Center. And let's not forget JF Whitlow. So just let me go ahead and put that out there and thank everybody that helps support the show. And we'll keep on rolling on, keeping on. Indeed. So, hey, with the Honda story, they're shutting down production for a couple weeks.
Temporarily.
Well, what else are you going to do if they won't take delivery?
If you've got inventory that's not moving, you got to do something.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, is this a new thing for Honda? Yeah.
Why is it affecting Honda, not Toyota? I think of them in the same mindset. Both popular, both desirable.
Toyota's pretty cool, man. I mean, if you take a look at some of their new stuff they have out there, it's a pretty cool looking car. The Camry is a really nice looking car. The Accord is just kind of a revamp of Accord.
So they've got a design advantage over Honda?
Well, if you ask me, somebody will call in, text, or email and disagree with me like they always do. But, hey, that's what keeps it interesting. Honda's a great car. Toyota's a great car. Kia is now a great car. Honda is now a great car. Let's not forget my Chevy. Chevy's a great truck. So, but no, I mean, seriously, things slow down and they're going to have to do something. Make less cars. I don't know.
Well, if they get caught in that crunch and that the falling less and less cars being purchased, I don't see how you have to regroup somehow.
Build a big truck.
Honda doesn't make any trucks now, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yep. Honda, the Ridgeline. So, I mean, it's a truck. It's not
a tiny truck or a big
truck?
No,
it's not tiny, but it's not huge. I mean, I have to show you one. I mean, they make a truck.
Yeah, I did not know Honda made trucks.
A lot of people don't. Because you're not going to Honda to buy a truck. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
If you go to Honda, you're not, most people anyway, Honda, I love you, don't get me wrong, but it's not like people are going like, I'm going to go buy me a truck today and stop by the local Honda dealership.
So it's the Accord that's not selling?
The Accord, well, there's a lot of cars that aren't selling, but the Accord's the only one we're hearing the story about right this second. That's just because dealerships started turning them away. That's the reason why.
It makes me wonder about, what about the Civics? Because they've been redesigned many times.
Civic's still a pretty decent car. It's priced well. So it keeps on rolling on. Not to say the Accord isn't. I mean, I guess if you want a new car, maybe you get a really good deal on an Accord right now. If you're looking for a new car, yeah. Hey, it was my advice. Honda, send your check too. And like I said, we just talked about it. When you have people starting to look at trucks all the time versus a car, that's going to affect everything. It's going to change the balance and everything. Like I said, you have Volkswagen and everything. Volkswagen just unveiled one at the New York Auto Show, a truck, and it's a decent sized truck.
Yeah, it is a decent expense when you stop and think about it and you start comparing it to the ride services like Uber.
It is.
You have to start doing pull out the legal pad and do pro and con.
Do you do that? I still do that.
Yeah,
do a lot of people. I do.
I do.
When I'm trying to make decisions I think that are important, I do a pro and con list.
Yep.
Do you guys out there do it? I don't know.
Have been doing it for years. Done it in business forever.
Yeah, I do it. I maybe it's just old school way of thinking, but I still do it.
Well, it's nice to kind of put you look. It's
one thing to say it out loud. It's a whole other thing to look at it written on paper.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Well, you guys remember we talk about a bunch of different things here, and everybody knows that I don't like talking about tires. And it just so happens this week I got 2 tire letters. But this one's in a completely different realm.
Maybe the listeners are picking on you.
No, this one's actually pretty. This is this is going to take me. This is a little longer letter, and I have to read it all, you guys, just so you guys can understand. And then we'll get into it. So just bear with me here. Dave, I need help. I think I'm getting screwed. That's how this letter started. I bought a car less than 6 months ago. I bought the extended warranty to cover me, or so I thought. The car has a transmission issue and won't shift correctly. It's still driving, but it's clearly going to get worse. I took the car to a dealer, and they directed me to their service department. They confirmed the car does have an issue. Because the car's factory warranty is up on the transmission, the extended is where I'm supposed to be saved, right? This is not the case. They sent out an inspector to verify that the car indeed did have a problem and needs to be fixed, but it's not covered and they're saying it's on me. Reason being, this vehicle does not have factory tires or wheels on it. This is where it gets interesting, guys, so pay attention. This somehow voids their responsibility. Hello, the car had aftermarket wheels on it when I bought it, but somehow since I have switched the wheels to a different aftermarket wheel and tire, the car is not covered, John in Chesapeake. So I know early in this show, 3 years ago, that we talked a little bit about warranty companies and the way that they lay things out. And I have personal experience in this more than I ever care to. With that being said, John, you kind of are in a little bit of a pickle. So some of these warranty companies have it clearly written, and it doesn't matter if you thought you were covered or not, which is the worst part about it, that the car's transmission and components and drive components are covered under factory settings. Okay, so you bought a policy that clearly says, yeah, transmission is covered, but if you change the wheel and tire combination on the car, that it could void the warranty on the transmission, transfer case, differential, all that stuff. Okay,
That's a clever route.
it's a very clever out. Now, where this gets interesting, John, for me, is the fact that they sold you the car and it already had aftermarket wheels and tires on the car, which I've ran into this a bunch of times, and the outcome wasn't good either. So, warranty is sold to the customer, okay, and it clearly states that it covers everything, but if the factory wheels and stuff are changed, it voids it. But the car has been sold to the customer with already a different set of wheels and tires in the car. So essentially, you're selling a warranty that isn't worth the paper it's written on, at least for the transmission, transfer case, differentials, whatever it may be.
That's why you should read that thing before you sign it
Yes.
carefully.
I have had so many people's hopes and dreams crushed when they bought what they believe to be a good warranty. Now, people pay attention because I'm going to tell you this again. Read everything when you buy these extended warranties. We've talked about this over and over and over again. And John, you are in a very sticky situation. I would fight a little bit if it was me, but I have truly been in this fight on the customer side in the aspect of being responsible for trying to repair the vehicle and trying to be the advocate for the customer between the warranty company. And I've lost this battle many, many times. As bad as it is, as heartbreaking as it was for me to have to tell our customers that I could not take care of them, they've CYA'd 100%. Doesn't matter the fact the car was sold you. Your only recourse at that point in time is possibly to recoup the money that you paid out for the warranty from the dealership because they sold you a warranty that is no good.
It was invalid at the moment of sale.
Moment of sale, correct. Hopefully, most of the time it's not. If you bought a warranty for $1,500, okay, usually the repair on your transmission is going to be more than $1,500. So even if you get the $1,500 back that you paid for the warranty, it still isn't going to be enough to cover the transmission repair. It's better than paying for it all out of pocket.
True.
But that's your only recourse. And like I said, I have been on the side of this conversation so many times as just simply being the advocate for the customer, understanding their pain, understanding their car isn't running, calling the warranty company, watching the warranty company weasel their way out of it, and then having to deliver the news back to the customer going, the warranty says they're going to take care of it. And here's the bad part about it. This is what used to always make me mad. The warranty company wants you to take the transmission apart to find out what's wrong with it. Okay? Now you're smiling at me because you know where this goes.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's kind of stupid in a way.
It really is. And this would burn me up. It still burns me up, guys. That's why I said read everything very, very carefully. The warranty company wants me to take the transmission apart, look inside the transmission. Once I tell them what's wrong with it, they go, well, that's burnt up, and we're not covering it because it has aftermarket wheels and tires on it. So now you have an associated cost with taking the car apart that now is, guess what, put upon
the repair person?
The customer.
Oh, okay.
No, it is to the repair person. The repair person has to deliver the nasty message to
And the customer's
to the
got to
customer.
pay.
Right. So I used to play this all the time. So here's what I would suggest to you is if you're going to buy a car and you're buying extended warranty and you see it has aftermarket wheels on it, you need clarification. Either you need a rewrite that you know it's going to cover that and you want it in writing and not just from the dealership, or at least somebody's going to back it. Okay. Or it's not worth you buying that extended warranty for that particular coverage. Now, if it covers the engine or anything like that, like I've seen 1,000 times where there's a mechanical problem with the car that has nothing to do with one thing, but they want a list of all the maintenance. I want to make sure that it's had its oil changes. I want to make sure it's had this and that before we'll cover anything. And the car has a blown CV axle or something. It has nothing. One has nothing to do with the other.
Right.
And it's just a way to get out. So that's why I tell you guys, make sure over and over again before you buy extended warranties, you read and make sure that you're getting everything. So yes, you're in a bad situation.
Seems like warranties on things like cars, it's always so much gray.
It is. We've talked about this. It is a huge gray area when you're buying a car.
A strong push to buy it, but then when you delve into it and start reading how flexing it can be if you have to file a claim.
Yes, it's very heartbreaking. Like I said, I had to deal with this a lot of warranty problems. So I had to call customers and explain to them why this wasn't covered. Now there's some companies out there that are great. You guys heard me talk about them. They don't endorse me, but I always throw their name out there. CNA Warranties, great company. If you have the opportunity to buy an extended warranty, CNA Warranty Company is one of the best ones I ever dealt with. Hands down, best I ever dealt with.
You know, I've never bought an auto warranty.
Really?
Never in my life. I just didn't trust it.
Well, there's a lot of people. Do you buy warranties like on your washer, your dryer, your stove, or anything like that?
No, I used to buy them on my TVs. I quit doing that.
You had a problem with it?
Well, I've expected a problem, and it was the right move in that instance. But I just bought a refrigerator, stove, and whatnot. And no, I didn't buy them. I just got this feeling that in terms of appliances, it's really maybe not worth it.
Sometimes I'll buy them. Depends on the cost of them. Like, I think I went to go buy a stove one time, and the extended warranty was like $150, but the stove itself was only like $580.
Remember, you used to go to Radio Shack and buy something that was $8, and they want to sell you a warranty on it?
Yeah, for $20.
Well, it usually was commensurate with the purchase price, but it was like, this is an $8 thing. Why would I buy a warranty? I'll buy a new one.
I can remember a time when the warranties almost outweighed the cost of what you were buying. It didn't make any sense to me. You'd buy an item for, say, $20, and the warranty to cover it was like $14.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? If it breaks, I'll just come buy another one for a $6 difference.
I mean, I did that with cassette machines years ago. I never bought warranties because we wore them out, and we just would buy 10 of them.
Well, here's one of the things, guys. The best advice I give you: read everything very, very carefully. And with that little story, it's already time for commercial break again. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When I come back, I got another reader letter. See, I almost did it again. Listener letter for you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA. Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949. Residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons, Incorporated.
Okay, your week is crazy. Your local Napa Auto Care Center understands. That's why we're open Saturdays for your convenience. Get that oil change you've been putting off way too long. Be done with those squeaky brakes that are on your last nerve. We get it. Our Napa Auto Care Center is open Saturday when you maybe don't have soccer, dance class, a late meeting at work, you name it. Call for a Saturday appointment now.
Hey guys, Dave Pillage from Let's Talk Cars Radio. Are you tired of trying all the wrong auto shops and never leaving feeling that satisfied experience? Napa Car Care Centers, the BDG HRVA group, has the answer for you. Friendly, reliable teams assembled for all your automotive needs. Find your local auto center today at NapaBDGHRVA.com. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, Dave Pillage from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cottman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cottman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Pillage.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. I'm your host, Dave Pillage. We're hanging out, talking about all kinds of crazy stuff, and got a lot of listeners' letters we've been reading this week, so it's been kind of cool. I got another one for you.
Far away.
All right, here we go. We touched on this topic, I want to say probably about a month or so ago, so I thought it was kind of funny because it came back up. Dear Dave, what happened to the good old days of buying cars out of the paper? This online crap is awful. People are rude, don't get back to you, and they are at worst at taking the pictures of their cars. The layout of the ads that they type, they just seem to bother me. And people type the strangest things in their ad. Don't bother me between these hours. If you don't come with money, just don't come at all. Don't ask me for any type of price break. I don't want to hear it. I'm just trying to buy a car for my daughter. These people are a joke. We touched on this, guys, a little while back in some shows, that the ads were getting horrible. So I decided, and I went online after I read this guy's letter because it made me laugh. And it's funny. It's true. I saw so many pictures where people took a picture of their car from like the window of their house. They didn't even have the energy to go out of the house and take a decent picture of their car to sell it. They literally just opened the window. You could see the drapes pulled back and shot the picture through the window, through the screen. The screen, you could see that you're looking right through a screen to their car. And that's the picture they took to sell their car. I'm like, wow, you put a lot of effort into this.
That'll get you really excited, won't it?
Yeah, right. And then I saw a lot of ads just like this guy talked about. It was like, don't come bothering me unless you're ready to buy. The price is what it is. If you isn't got, and I'm like, okay, so it's wrong English altogether. I mean, you name it. It was like the biggest jokes on earth for some of these ads. I'm like, he's right. What happened when people were trying to sell you a car, were pleasant about it? Even if they were trying to take advantage of you, at least they put on a show and were pleasant. Now these people are just like, come take my junk. It is what it is.
Well, at least putting it that way, it's straightforward.
It's rude. I don't care. It's rude.
Yeah, it's rude. But at least if somebody said, come take my junk, well, who's going to respond to that?
Apparently
I wouldn't respond to an ad like that. Come take my junk. I'm not looking for junk.
I've drove it. It drives. If you don't like the way it drives, well, I don't care. Somebody will take it.
Well, no, somebody won't. They're not serious about writing those kinds of ads.
These are the ads. I can load up the computer and just on our website and show you these ads.
Do you think people answer those ads and buy the car?
I do. I think other rude people who are just as stupid as they are go and buy that car.
Well, I guess if you got a match, it's okay.
Right. Well, there's.
I mean, I wouldn't do it.
There's a butt for every seat, people. There is. It doesn't matter. When you're selling cars, there's a butt for every seat. There is. I mean, but he's right. I mean, it has gotten crazy, completely crazy over and over again with some of these ads. I mean, I went through I've seen them, but I just wanted to see just really, really how crazy it's gotten out there. And I went through probably about 100 different ads that I came across where people are they're just stupid. I'm available between this hour and this hour. Don't even think about trying to text me any other time.
I bet it's been a good 25 years since I looked in any kind of a classified. Back in my day, it was the paper or the Tidewater Trading Post.
You want to be
that
entertained.
used to be the go-to.
You want to be entertained, get on Craigslist and go through some of the Craigslist ad, or go on OfferUp, go on Let It Go, and whatever one that you decide to choose, and look and see the way some of these ads are listed. People take pictures in the rain, in the dark of the car, and they're trying to sell them like it's dark. The only thing you can see is the flash of the camera on the color, or what you believe the color is of the car, and they're trying to sell the car, and that's their picture. I don't know. If you guys got funny ones, if you come across some funny Craigslist ads like I do, or a really bad Craigslist ad, email them to me at dave@letstalkcarsradio.com. Just send them to me if you come across any ones that are crazy or funny or things that you think are just completely stupid.
That ought to be interesting.
Just send them to me, and you know what? I'll collect some of them, and then we'll talk about them. Because, I mean, like I said, on my own, I came across a bunch of them. Once again, it's dave@letstalkcarsradio.com. Send them to me, and let me see what I get, because I'm just kind of curious what's out there other than the stuff that I had found. So, one last story for you before we get ready to get out of here, because this hour has gone by pretty quick. Drone insurance. Have you heard about this?
Drone insurance?
Drone is not what you think. Drone insurance.
Insuring you against the drone?
Nope. So, insurance agents out there in America and adjusters, you might want to pay attention to this. Your job may be in jeopardy. So, how is that? What if you didn't need adjusters anymore?
They just send a drone out to photograph?
Instantly. Car gets in a wreck. Boom, it automatically sends a signal, triggers the insurance company. The insurance company automatically calls you. I understand that you were in a wreck. We're launching a drone to your location now. The drone goes out to your location on scene, films the whole crash scene, takes pictures of all the damage of your car. While you're sitting there, they're talking to you. We have sent you an Uber to get you a ride home. A tow truck has been dispatched. The drone has taken pictures of the car. You verify that the pictures are good pictures. You click a little button on your phone that says that they're good pictures. We've now filed your claim automatically. It's already been filed. We've already sent all the reports off. You're done. There's a little commercial thing for it that I have, and it's funny. And the one guy's in the accident, the second guy, and he's like talking on his phone. This guy's got a tow truck on the way to him, an Uber to come pick him up. The drone is already on location, and the guy that hit him is on his phone with insurance and going, English! I said English! No, I don't want to press 1. It's the funniest commercial ever, but this is something real. It's complete real. And then, so the tow truck shows up, and the guy's like, operator, just give me an operator. And the tow truck's already there. Drone's already taking the pictures. Uber's waiting to pick the guy up. The guy's still on his phone. Hasn't talked to anybody yet.
Oh, man.
But this is something they're actually considering and looking into. No reason to have an agent, a lot of agents anymore and stuff. You can do everything from behind the computer. They have what they call, I looked into like a docking drone too. So drone come out to your house, can take pictures of your car even when it's an accident. They go ahead and take all the pictures of your car. They write you a new policy and everything all through a drone. Basically, the drone lands, it can talk to you and do everything right there, and takes all the information, takes everything they need, and that's it.
Man, that's kind of I'm trying to digest that, but it makes sense.
No,
the technology's there, obviously.
I'm sorry, insurance agents and adjusters of the world. It makes sense. Could you imagine how much money that would save them?
I have never talked to any of my insurance agents. Never even met them face to face.
I've talked to more than I care to, and more adjusters than I care to talk to. And not because of me, just because of things falling on cars and damage from storms. And
oh, yes, I forgot about that.
Yes, I've had my fill, guys. I have more than I care to. So I'm all for the drone.
You need drone insurance.
Yeah, I need drone insurance, apparently.
That's a misnomer, though. It sounds like it's insurance for the drone.
It does, but I can really see this thing taking off. I could.
I can too.
I mean, without a doubt. So I'm going to say we're talking about it now, and it seems kind of crazy, but it did when we all talked about self-driving cars too many years ago, and look where we are now. So
Now they're in the news.
they're in the news. So that's the end of the show, guys. You guys made it through another Saturday with us. Hey, don't forget, go check us out on Facebook Live. You can watch the show live every week and Saturday. If not, you can go back and watch reruns of the show on the website and on Facebook Live. Send me a text, share, like. Check us out on Facebook. Make sure you're clicking those likes. Make sure you're sharing. Have yourself a great Saturday. Enjoy your Sunday. Spend a little time with your kids. Turn off the TV, and we are out of here.